Word from the Lord. We've been talking about the marriage mindset. So tonight I want to talk about the marriage mindset, but I want to talk about how to overcome a bad habit. How does one overcome a bad habit? And I believe that in all marriages, man or woman, that we all have our bad habits. And we know our bad habits. So I'm wondering if I had a bad habit, and I've never had one. And that's not true. Because I believe that every one of us have at least one bad habit. Some of us have several, but at least one bad habit. Now, what do I mean by a bad habit? A bad habit is that which is mental. It's a behavioral pattern. It's a pattern, something that you do on a constant basis. It's a repetition. It don't mean that you do it every day, but it simply means that periodically you always do this thing. So how do I overcome a bad habit? Number one, if I'm going to overcome a bad habit, never say that it's not a habit. I don't have a bad habit. When you say you don't have a bad habit, that means you'll never fix your bad habit because it's not a bad habit because you've not accepted it as a bad habit. So you can never say, number one is, you can never say, I don't have a bad habit. People that go around and say that, they really don't, because they don't even see themselves in that light. And when you don't see yourself, you can't fix that which you don't have. In other words, if you say you don't have it, you can't fix it because you don't have it. You can only fix it when you own up to it. And you can only fix it when you say, hey, I really do have a bad habit. So never say, number one, I don't have a bad habit. Always acknowledge it. Always come to the point to say, hey, I can only do something about this if I say I do have one. Number two, never justify your bad habit. Never justify your bad habit. What do you mean justify? All of us justify. You know how we justify? We justify by other folk. I know how you justify. It's because of what she does. It's because of what he does that I do that. I justify my bad habits. Don't you know anytime you justify something, you become okay with it? When you justify, don't ever justify a bad habit. And you justify it because of your wife. It's her problem. Or you justify it because your husband. I do this because he does that. I do this because she does that. Whatever the case is, you're justifying it. And it doesn't give you a right to continue your bad habit because someone else is doing something. So, number two, never justify your bad habit. Now, what comes out of justification? Well, if I never say I don't have a bad habit, I own up to it. And then number two, I justify my bad habit. What comes out of that? Number three, never befriend your bad habit. Never befriend your bad habit. What do you mean befriend your bad habit? In other words, never become comfortable with your bad habit. In other words, when you justify, you become friend with it. And when you become friend with it, you hold on to it. You run with it. You hold it. You keep it in the palm of your hand. So don't befriend your bad habit. Because if you befriend it, it's hard to tear apart a friend. It's hard to tear apart something that you're close to. In other words, once something is glued, hey, you may get it apart, but it's going to destroy it. What I'm saying is never befriend a bad habit. If you own up to it, never say you don't have one. If you never justify it, don't justify it, and you never befriend it, I'll guarantee you, if you use those three things, you will begin to overcome your bad habit.